Hey, I'm Shubham and thank you VectorShift for providing me this opportunity. I have applied for the Frontend Engineer role. I really enjoy building this project and learned a lot during the process. So this is the visual pipeline editor where users can create, connect and configure different types of nodes. So this is built with the React Flow for the canvas, Zustand for the state management, and a Fast API for the backend for basically the pipeline validation. I'll walk you through the project explaining the abstraction and key files that make it work. So let's first start with the node config.js file. So what this file does is it's a configuration object where in order to create a new node, the developer needs to list the node types over here. For example, if you developer needs to add a text based node, so the text object, and you need to define about that text like the node's icon, description, name, the component, connection handles, and default variables. As we can see over here in this node config, we just have to create this node. We just have to add this node config over here and a custom component. That's it, nothing else. So if I go in the component, as you can see we are just exporting a default component and we are starting with the math node. As you can see, we are creating an object over here by giving a type to it, a math, a label, and a description what it will do, a icon, a custom component, and two handles, which will be one handle will be on left side, which is a target, and another will be on right side, which is a source, and a variables array to let other component uh, get suggestions uh, when they add double curly braces in their input field. Okay, so now inside the nodes folder and the start folder, let's create a component math node.jsx. And here's the component math node where we are importing some custom made hooks. I have been using this use node field for some internal purposes. I'll walk you through further in this video. As you can see, we have the variable field to let user track or get the variables by double curly braces. The variable field required some props like a unique ID, a value, an on-change handler, placeholder, and a label, basic stuff. And let me import that component and icon in the config file, and yeah, done. We have created our new node. Let me show you side by side instantly how it looks. Okay, so let me adjust my screen. So see, the moment I save this file, a new node will be appear over there. As you can see, we got our new math node. Let me drag and drop and show you how it looks like. So I have took inspiration from the VectorShift website for the design. I hope it looks clean. So we can select custom operations, maximize, minimize, or remove the node from the controller. Let me add few more nodes. Okay, I have added the LLM node and I will try to access that math node from here by this I mean the variable by this double curly brace symbol. And as you can see, we have the calculation over there, and let me try to connect it. Okay, I'm connecting the wrong way. So yeah, we got connected, and we even got the cross in the middle as we have on the VectorShift website to remove the connection from the node. And here's the submit pipeline button where you can see there is two nodes, one edge, and it follows the DAG. Let me add all the other four nodes and then I'll walk you through further in this project. So yeah, I have created the remaining four nodes and imported them in the config file, and as you can see I have taken care of the UI. We got the search nodes search bar, and if there are more nodes then there is a slider over there, which if there is an overflow then it won't break our UI. So let me remove these existing nodes and let me add all the nodes to show you how they look like and even the search functionality. I have imported all the nodes by drag and drop. Let me try to connect them and show you the submitted pipeline. As you can see, the LLM prompt field showing the suggestions. We even have search bar over there. It will show you all the available nodes in the flow bar, so you can add them over there. We can even change the variable name dynamically, and it will also update in the suggestions when we try to add it as a variable. Now let me walk you through each file. Let's start with the node wrapper.js, which is acting like a base node for our abstraction. So this file is the outer shell of each node in the flow. Basically what it does is it displays the nodes icon, label, controls, and add all the settings related to node. It renders the node's custom component and input for its variable name. It it adds connection handles as defined in the node config, as I have shown you earlier while creating the new node. So here is the default component in case the developer just want to test how it works and he don't want to create a new file for the component. In that case, our default component will get rendered as a node. So the next file is the submit pipeline. So from this is where our front end is connected with the back end. What this file does is it's an API integration. It prepares the pipeline data from the store, sends it to the backend in the pipelines slash parse route endpoint, and handles both success and error cases with callbacks. So talking about the custom hooks, this is the use node field file, what to say, hook. The use node variable file manages a specific variable inside a node's variables array, and it auto generates unique variables names for input node using get next input name function method. So this is the custom edge component which we saw at the starting of the video. When we connect two nodes, the purple line with X cross, this is the file which does that magic. So this is the custom reusable component, components. So this is the pipeline dialog component, which when we submit the uh, pipeline to the backend and the response we got to the from the backend to front end, this is the file dialog which handles the front end. This is the submit button which makes the API call and submits the data to the backend. And this is the top bar from where we can drag and drop a custom node, even search for a node, and submit button which submits the data to the backend. The main file of the variable input which handles the variable stuff, provides the suggestion on the whenever the user uses left curly braces twice. And here's the demo. As you can see, we have a lot of suggestions, text output, LLM response. We can even search over here or select any of the variable whichever we want. Yeah, one thing I forgot to show you, that this input field automatically adjust its height And this is the file from where we are managing our global state using Zostand. It has all the CRUD helpers, update nodes, variables, data, ensure unique input names, retrieve variables from connected nodes, React flow handlers for nodes, edges, changes, and connecting nodes, the pipeline data that prepares full pipeline for backend submissions, everything. So this is the backend file in fast API where we are first validating the cores. The front end can be create React app which runs on port 3000 or Vite which runs on port 5173. I am using Vite, so I have added both the options. Checking if it's a valid DAG using cans algorithm, health check endpoint, all the stuff. So this is the flow editor, is the responsible for all the flow UI, passing to React flow everything nodes, edges, the helper methods, even the custom edge which we have created with the custom edge component. It also takes the controls, minimap, and the dotted backgrounds. So this is my submission. If you have any query, let me know. I will be add all the instructions how to run this project in the readme file. Once again, thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward for the next steps.